Good morning from Siem Reap. So it's a little after 7:30. I took my scooter. If you haven't seen pictures of me on this scooter, I suggest that you go to the Facebook page of Tourist Dad. It's small. It is not American sized, so it looks like I'm Donkey Kong in the middle of Mario Kart or something. And so it's actually not quite that small, but I tend to exaggerate things. But anyway, I'm gonna walk through Siem Reap. There's a coffee shop that I want to film for a later video, and I want to show you some of the sights and sounds of the morning. Now, the weather here feels amazing. It's probably, I think it's close to, it's with humidity, it probably feels like 69. It's reality, it's closer to lower 70s. But the Cambodians here, this is a serious cold front. They've got jackets on, they've got hoodies on, which, you'll see them wearing that even in the bright sun because they don't want to toast their skin, to where they get all the sunburns and stuff like that. And so a lot of people have what we would call winter wear out, and local car wash is at work. So this is going to be a random morning of me just kind of figuring out what we can get into. So you'll see a lot of local restaurants. Here, it's actually cheaper to eat out for some people. There's a restaurant that they simply just serve, fried chicken, and it's not battered or anything, but it's just placed into a fryer, and rice. And so I don't know if this is a good price or if it's expensive because it's kind of unique, but it's about $1.25, and it's a lot of food. So depending on a person's lifestyle and their abilities, to get around and to purchase this kind of stuff, it's easier to have somebody else cook the meal. And these guys right here are like invaluable. So small engine mechanics, guys who have a compressor, to check your air tire pressure and stuff like that. It's easy. I've been fortunate enough that I have not gotten a nail in my tire or a rock pop my tire yet. So it's just ultimately a matter of time before I have to utilize a person that can patch a tire, replace the tire. The moto that I have, the tires looked pretty good whenever we bought it, so I feel pretty good that it's going to be some time before I have to worry about that. But the amount of road construction and just the different debris that is on the roads that we go down at times, it could definitely pop a tire, or at least add to an issue. So during the rainy season, a lot of these roads will wash out, and once the rain stops or when it gets bad enough, they'll bring gravel in, like crushed concrete or something, broken bricks, I've seen that, and just fill up these holes until I guess the city can come and do it correctly. or add something in there to make it more sustainable. So this shop that I'm passing right now is kind of a bit of a hardware store, parts store kind of thing. You'll find those all over the place. So if you think about breaking things down into walking distance, like in a village culture, things are replicated very often, which is really, it's healthy for the economy. If everything was just one big store and everyone drove to it, a lot of small town shops, these people wouldn't be able to afford the competition, and they'd have to close down. And we see that from studies that have been done of what like Walmart has done to cities in America. The small town shops can't compete. And so within the village culture, you have a market. It may not be the main or the biggest market, but you have some form of market where you can purchase things. You have a local hairdresser, like this one right here. Mechanic shops or some form of mechanic. Another small parts or small mechanic shop. And so if you think about it from a standpoint of like within walking distance from where you live, it makes sense. So with the first 4 months that we lived here, I think it's 4, it may have been 5, I walked everywhere. I did use use the tuk-tuks to get around and stuff like that. It's really hard to understand how cultures are laid out as far as the way they live if you're passing by it quickly. And so learning how to look at the environment I'm in was really an important challenge, because honestly I didn't know what I was looking at. It was just so different than any Western city I've been in, that my mind could not bring any kind of structure to what I was seeing. Now, after going through culture shock and learning how to relax here better, I recognize the patterns. It does make more sense to me. It's not a Western process, so it's still hard for my brain to understand why at times, but it's not meant to. This is a different country. For those of you that have a little bit of age behind you, 7-Eleven was a big thing in America. I know they still have some stores, but here, it's a big thing. And especially if you go into Japan and China, I've seen on videos where it's a really, really big thing. Now that moto right there, that's called the Honda Dream. I have seen more of those. There's another Honda Dream. And another. Or no, yeah, that is. It's a new shipment coming in. They're putting it together. Salon, barbershop, leather. Okay, so just saw this business, and this is one thing I do admire about the Cambodians. They will make use of space in a way to survive. I'll get over here where you can see it. So this little stand right here, everything's backwards when you face it too. Okay, this little stand right here. Okay, in here, look at that. There's people that have closets that are bigger than this space, and these people are running a full business out of here. So my gimbal just died, but I remembered to charge just about everything else, so that's a win. I'm amazed at people's creativity and willingness to, they'll put a business in just about any place. Is this Burger King? Ah, it is. So, Burger King is worldwide. I don't know if it tastes the same. My kids, I don't know if my kids would tell you, but I've got something else to show you. My kids have enjoyed KFC, and then they've enjoyed some Domino's. So there are things similar in taste when you get over here. This Toyota Land Cruiser. That thing is made to go places. So one thing I've noticed is that close to a hospital, you'll always find food vendors at different times of the day. Definitely like the times of day when meals would normally be served. So this hospital, there's a couple right here in this area. So you're not going to find a lot of food vendors, mainly because we're a couple streets over from the market, and so there's a lot of food vendors over there also. So those hush puppy kind of cornbread looking things, those are really good. They're made with chai and onions, a bit on the savory side. Now in front of the children's hospital, you'll find vendors. They have food, but they also have like blankets, toys, a lot of things like for the parents that are staying with the children. And so the medical care here is it's different. I don't know that there's food courts inside of these hospitals. I haven't been to one. But there's a lot of the care that's done here that they focus, it sounds like, strictly on the medical needs. Anything else, you kind of have to take care of yourself. So your food, a lot of that kind of stuff.